Hello, in my last video I promised to show you how to make piped buttonholes. These are a clever way to make your garment really stand out, and they're quite easy to do, once you've mastered them. Well, here you go. I'm using some lightweight denim, some contrasting pink patterned fabric, and some different colored buttons. Because, well, why not? I've used an iron-on interface to stiffen the denim, as it is quite thin and flimsy. I'm starting with what would be the facing, or lining of your garment, and marking out where the buttonholes need to go. I usually make these around ½ an inch wide, but I'm using large buttons today, so I'm making them slightly wider. They also need to be a little bit longer than the width of the buttons. These buttons are 1 inch, so I'm making the holes 1 1/4. I'm pinning a smaller piece of denim underneath where I have marked. The right sides of the fabric need to be facing each other. Then I'm going to stitch all around the markings. I'm cutting the fabric between the buttonholes. I now need to open the buttonholes up by cutting across the center, and right into the corners. I have marked where I need to cut, and I'm doing this very carefully, with a sharp pair of scissors. I'm now feeding the fabric through the holes I've just cut. Then I'm going to press it really well, to make the edges sharp and straight. And then trim away all the excess fabric. And a little bit more pressing, because you can never press too much. This This piece is what would be the front of your garment. I'm lining the front edges of these two pieces up, and then marking the position through the holes. Like before, I'm pinning some fabric underneath this, but this time I'm using the patterned fabric. I'm going to stitch this again, but this time just down the long edges, and not all the way round like before. Then I'm carefully cutting across the center and into the edges. Cutting between the holes and feeding it through to the front again. Now here comes the fun part. From the back I'm making a fold on one side of the fabric, so it lies across the middle of the hole. I'm then doing the same with the other side. Take your time with this, and make sure they meet along the center of the hole and don't gap or overlap. I'm then turning it to the right side and carefully pinning it in place. Here, I'll show you this again in more detail. I'm pressing the fold straight, all the way across the pink fabric. And trimming the long sides of these. Next I'm going to secure the edges by sewing across these folds, and catching the little triangles of both fabrics in this seam. I'm doing this on both edges of each buttonhole. Make sure you don't catch any of the main denim fabric, except for the little triangle of course, in this seam. Then I'm trimming the excess off the ends. I've lined the two pieces up and am now sewing down the front seam. And then I'm understitching this. Understitching is a way to make sure the lining of a garment doesn't roll over and show on the outside. In my next video I'm going to explain this in more detail and show you how to do this. So, subscribe to my channel to get updates. A little bit more pressing. And then I'm going to hand stitch the facing of the buttonhole to the front to secure it in place. Just need to sew the buttons on the other side now. There you go. Lovely contrasting piped buttonholes. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Take care. Love, Suzy.